Sweet.
Seems to be working. See, I'm like, I kind of know what I'm doing and I also kind of don't, but we're winging it. All right, we're into it.
Well,
Ronan Dunne, you have got to be the most, I think, I wouldn't say requested because you weren't requested, but you know how I posted the photo of you saying I'm going to like chat with you? You've had the biggest response of people that have been like, yes, like 100% do it. Like, why do you reckon that is?
I'd first guess because I'm Irish and I talk so much shit. So, like, I can ramble away about anything. I think most people on the downhill field would know that because I've caught up with them, talking to them for hours when I shouldn't have been. So, and yeah, pretty much so. And a load of hillbilly stuff. So, I'm going to.
So they're just like, you need to get a mic.
Yeah.
Give the kid a microphone.
Yeah.
Because on my like the Instagram page for the podcast, like if I post like, even if it's like Loic and all that, everyone's like, yeah, sick, that'll be cool. I reckon I had like 23 people were like, yes, and like all these like reactions and stuff. And I was just like, whoa, okay, I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, because my filter is kind of, I'm going to say, not much there. So I'll talk about anything at some stage. So I'll fucking keep myself checked on that
All
one.
right, I'll keep you a check as well. But you're just an open book. You just go with wherever it flows.
Fucking, yeah, pretty much so.
All right, before we get into the open book stuff, because I want to paint a bit of a picture for anyone that doesn't, I guess, know who you are, that would be new to Ronan Dunne. What, like, let's like, we'll go way back. We'll go way back to like, I guess, I don't even want to ask who, like, as a writer, but like, I guess, like, when you, I don't know where to start this because I'm like, I want to go back maybe like before World Cups, maybe even like before you kind of got into racing, like who you were as like a person, like where you grew up and what life was like in Ireland and how, and like your whole family and everything. Because I don't know that much. Like I know like bits and pieces, but
I've a pretty I should have shown a few of the boys before. So my friend, I have this old Instagram when I was like 10. It's like old Instagram, but I was private because it was my shooting Instagram and hillbilly one. Like it is as bad as it sounds. My friend sent it to me, like he airdropped everything, and the stuff that I found when I was 10 years old makes me wonder, like, how am I semi-sane person? I have to get some of this.
What were you doing at 10?
Fuck, this is horrendous.
Were you getting in trouble now for it?
Nah, like I wouldn't get in trouble. Like it's not bad.
What were you doing? You got to describe what you're doing here because the people at home are gotta hear it.
You see the kind of some of the folk they have in West Virginia.
Yeah,
I was the Irish version of that.
And how do you mean
I had a mobile. I had a zooped up lawnmower that I used to drive around on public roads as a 10-year-old, and I used to go shooting stuff like anything. So I was.
So did you soup up your own lawnmower?
Yeah, that's a little photo of me there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like the American.
You look like Rambo.
Yeah, I'm.
And how old are you in that photo?
Honestly,
so Ronan's just got a photo of him with what was the gun you had?
Some shotgun.
Just
it must have been my parents that I just took out or something and shoot some birds. I was.
Wait, I'm just gonna check something real quick. Keep looking for photos.
And this, I think this is the best one. This is a hedge trimmer we made on the back of the lawnmower, held on by zip ties.
Wait, what? So you're like cutting the side of?
Yeah.
Oh my god! So he's got a hedge trimmer, like attached to a tractor with like bits of 2x4, driving the lawnmower up against the. Yeah, how are you still alive?
Honestly, I have no idea. I completely skipped over that part. Like,
what do you mean skipped over that
like,
part?
I completely
you forgot about it.
I was such a little hillbilly. Like, I was like, oh, now I'm like, fine.
I don't think Ireland had hillbillies. What's an Irish hillbilly?
I was the definition.
Surely they've got a different name.
I don't know, culchies, but like, I think I was just.
What?
So we call like anyone who lives in the country and is kind of farmer a culchie.
Culchie,
so I'm a culchie, but like that's
another.
I don't know what little creature I was then. Like, oh my.
Well, what's your family like then?
No, my family are all super chill. I was just the kind of.
You just
like my sister, she's doing veterinary and she's like super chilled out, pretty like very smart. My brother's doing engineering, he's super chilled out, very smart. And then there's me.
You're just like the dark horse.
Yeah, just the other end. So I don't know, but like I mean,
So that was your childhood, and were you riding bikes back then?
yes, we always had like little Halfords bikes, and I'd just build these like massive lips, but like no landings, and just land, but like the wheels would be coming off these bikes, and I was just decking myself. Like I remember I ran to my parents, I had a stone stuck in my chin because my brother reefed the handlebars off me. But yeah, so I've always been riding bikes, but never like racing or anything.
Yeah.
And then we did trials for a little bit, like motor trials.
Yeah.
So we did that for like 5 years, which was sick. And then a beta representative came to me when I was a kid. I think I was like 10, and offered me a spot on a racing team.
Really?
It's like a full, I don't want to say factory, but like a full team, free
It's like
bikes,
supported,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, they bring me around Europe. My parents were like, no way, you're definitely going to get injured. So basically, I just say I was like, I could have been Ken Roxon, but
yeah.
you know.
That's funny. My parents were the same. They wouldn't let me race motocross. They thought it was too dangerous. But they said downhill was like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. So I was like, did the trials for a few years. That was sick because I kind of like, that's why I love like technical stuff because like it's just
Same.
But I just kept on blowing up, and like I'd go through like 5 engines a year or something, just destroying them. So it's like, and plus trials wasn't ever like super quick of a sport. It was real fun, but then like you can really get frustrated super quick. Like if you mess up the first section, it's like the rest of the day kind of just like it builds. It's kind of like you can say like golfing, kind of you have like pars, but like at least downhill you mess up, you're done and dusted.
Yeah, it's all over.
But it's just like, and then you're not going that quick. And my like favorite part of it was just going out after the trial and just like doing motocross on a trials bike. And then we just like one of our mates had a mountain bike, and I cruised up to his. Actually, I snapped the thing on the first day. Yeah.
So you just borrowed it and then broke it
Yeah,
straight away.
he's like, oh, have a go, it's okay. And I just destroyed the yoke. But I was like, oh, it was a sick day. And then
how'd you destroy it?
I don't know. I think we just built a lip to like flat concrete or something and just like folded in on itself. And yeah,
that was like you're beginning to mountain biking, and you've just that set the tone for the rest of your career.
That's pretty much what we're working with. Yeah, and then from there on, it's like had bikes, race, or like just rode a bit, and then I think I did like just like like most of my races, they're all just Irish little local races, and then I was like, oh, I think I'll try a World Cup. So my first ever abroad race outside the country was like Maribor World Cup in 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
When it was. Yeah, that's the first round, yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just try the World Cup. And then, like...
That was your first World Cup race?
Yeah.
I didn't realize... Oh, man.
Yeah.
I thought you'd done more before. I guess because they had such a big break after that.
Yeah.
Like with the COVID and everything, that it was like...
Yeah, so I did, like, that race. And didn't qualify. I had a good run. And it just wasn't fast enough.
So it's taken you 3 years of
Yeah.
World Cup racing. Well, not even 3 years, because did you race in 2020?
No, I didn't race. I wasn't allowed to because I didn't have a factory team.
So how many World Cups have you actually... Like, how many World Cup races has it taken you to now get on a World Cup podium?
I think 15 maybe or so. Something like that.
Dude.
Yeah, so it's pretty...
That's a jump.
But, like, I was... After my first year of juniors, I wasn't going to race again because I was like, oh, I couldn't qualify. It's so expensive. I'll just ride bikes for fun. And then, like, the Chris parents with, like, the Conti Nuke-Proof team, they're like, oh, just race it. I was like, oh, I might as well race it anyway. And, like, I qualified 22nd. I was just like, what?
Like, this is actually good.
I was like, well, I could actually ride a bike.
So were you racing, like, your home series a fair bit before you got into the World Cups?
Like, yeah, I always raced the home ones, and like I did well because it was just me, and then maybe Chris Cumming would come back and he'd smoke us all.
Yeah.
But like we're like, oh, we won't compare ourselves to them. And then Oisin would come back, Oisin Callahan.
Yeah.
He'd come smoke me. Actually, no, we had like a little battle for a year, but then he started racing the European ones, and he's like, boom,
leveled up.
Yeah. Like, and then I was just like, I'll just do the Irish races. They're fun enough.
Yeah.
But like, so I was just, pretty stuck with them, and I was like, oh, I'll just try the World Cup anyway.
So there was never like this big plan to like come race World Cups or do that. It was just kind of happened because.
Yeah. No, I never really thought of like a career path or anything. I just ride my bike, and I was like, racing's fun because it's a good way to go fast. So
yeah,
I mean, I'll try it out. And then pretty much after last season, I was like, okay, I'll fucking set it into this and give it a good shot. So
I feel like there's been this massive jump from hillbilly gun shooting, lawnmower driving, pretty Irish kid, to then you're just like, I'll give mountain biking a try. Oh, I'm really good at it. Oh, I'm on the podium. Like the progression is like insane.
It's pretty quick. Yeah, it happens super quick. So it's kind of like even last season, it was like nobody knew who I was kind of coming into, because I never raced the European Cups and stuff. And when I did race World Cups as a junior, I couldn't qualify. So it was kind of just like, I was a kid that like photographers were shouting to get out the shots.
Really?
I was like, I just want to look at my lines.
Do you remember which photographers?
Oh, I don't know.
Name and shame them right now. Right now.
Don't know who they were.
May or may not have been Sven Martin. It's all right. He yells at everyone.
Yeah. So like even just like get out of the shop, kid. And I was like, all right, guys, I won't look at my lines today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's like, can you stand there for a photo?
It changes quick, doesn't it?
It's super. But like even last season, it kind of like after the first one, it was kind of just like, boom. I was like pretty quick. So, and this year like was like a weird enough start to this one. So it's kind of like.
What is the mountain biking like in Ireland? Like, is it like a massive scene there, or is it kind of is it pretty small? Because it's not like super hilly there, is it?
No, like we actually do. Like, there's hills that you could have a World Cup on, and like it'd be perfect for a World Cup. But since all the forests are privately owned, they're not gonna build ski lifts for one, because there's no skiing.
Yeah.
So then I don't think they're ever gonna put it in for mountain bikes unless they've seen the actual reason.
Yeah.
And then there's only one privately owned bike park, which is in Dublin. And even since that's open, it's called the Gap. Since that's open, the whole mountain bike field has like grown huge. Like it's getting so much bigger and bigger. Like the enduro ride is real sick. It's like just down the road from me is like where they had that EWS in Carrick. Yeah. So it's growing real quick. It's just like the government and all just need to kind of cop on and realize
the money that it can bring in.
Yeah,
like
we could have a World Cup 10 minutes away from Dublin City.
Yeah.
Which would have probably the biggest crowd ever.
Yeah.
But they just.
And there's something about the Irish, man. They love it.
Oh
they
my God.
love it. Like no matter if you're winning or you're doing well, man, they will back a horse.
Yeah,
like they will.
It's weird because like even I've noticed it since I've started. Irish people, like Irish racers, if you were trying at an Irish race, you'd be called a try hard. Yeah, I know. So like I remember even when I was racing, you'd be like. You'd see someone warming up at the top of their track and they're like, look at this lad stretching, what's he doing? Like that's kind of the attitude it had, and like so nobody really progressed, because there were so many riders who were the same age as me but way better, but they never just progressed on, which was kind of a shame.
And you think it was because like this kind of tall poppy syndrome
it's
kind
just
of
like,
thing.
why don't bother trying? But like now since Usheen won Worlds, it's kind of changed, and same with Jacob doing so well at the World Cups, it's changed the attitude so much, which is pretty sick. And now there's like little kids, like
That's so funny how it's like if you try, you get picked on, but then you do really well, and it's like
And now it's like once they see riders doing well, they're like, oh wait, it's actually good. And now people are like, it's kind of like racing's getting big now in Ireland, and it's cool. Like I'm kind of getting worried because I go up to the local bike park and I'd see some 10-year-old going up doing a massive 90 whip, and I'm just like, this little bastard's gonna be in my category. And there's hundreds of them out there. There's so many sick little riders coming up, and it's so hopefully they just kind of like decide, oh wait, we can actually race and not just like you can
you can do it all.
They can do it all pretty much.
Well, I think that's like if you do well, like it gives them something to aim for, because I feel like a lot of times young kids that want to become athletes, they need something to like strive towards, where if they don't have an icon like that, like I had Sam Hill. He was like the man. So it's like, I want to be Sam Hill. That motivated me to do better. And if you could be that person, or Jacob or whoever, it gives the kids like something to aim towards to go forward.
No, definitely. Like it is cool to see, and they are little rippers, to be honest. Up there, it's sick, and especially like coming from the farming background and kind of like that kind of style of being a culture. It's kind of like showing other cultures that you can.
I think you said cold cheese or something. What is it, cold cheese?
It's kind of giving the hope to the hillbillies.
Hope to the hillbillies.
Just out
You're
there.
the hillbilly like Jesus that's come to save everyone.
The follower.
You're the savior. I just see you parting the.
Just like making it. It's pretty. It's funny, all right. Anyway, but like it is cool to see it getting bigger and bigger.
Do you find as well, like when you were younger, because I've never been to Ireland, but I've heard like there's like a massive drinking culture there. And did you find like as a kid coming up that like having bikes did that distract you a bit from being in that like kind of like lifestyle?
Pretty much so, like, because I know I was like, my first school was a big public school, and like literally I think everyone's like by the age they're like, I'm gonna say 13, 14 now. Everyone's like, oh, I'm never gonna drink ever, none of this. And then next year, full blown alcoholics, boys, just on the session all the time. Like, and it's like you see it everywhere. So yeah, pretty much with the bikes, it's definitely helped loads. Like, obviously you'll go out to Dublin and have a good night, but and as well, Dublin is so expensive. You'll feel it after the next, like, you can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like pretty much so it is pretty, but like so many of my mates who like could have been like even sick football players and all, just like throwing it away with the session, which is it's a big problem in Dublin.
Well, I think it's like, even in Australia where like I know a lot of people that like fall into that trap. But I just say with like cycling or racing for you, like kind of
pretty much,
because if you're racing on the weekend, you're not drinking on the weekend.
That's what I found, because like even during the winter when like you're kind of like everyone's on, because I like took a gap year for college, so I was like working on the building site. So I was like, I can't drink on the Sundays because my bosses will kill me from going fucking working and messing stuff up. But then I'm training I ride the bike whenever I can, so I can't really afford to miss one day of training, because since it's so limited at the time, like one day is like, that's pretty much half of my training for the week. So I can't really afford to miss it. So that was like definitely a huge help as well.
And you look back now, it's like it was actually positive. Like at the time, you're like, I can't go out with the boys, but then you look back and you're like, oh, actually, it's benefited me way more. Yeah,
pretty much so. And like all my mates, like they realize as well, kind of like, oh, Ronan can't come out for this one, or like he's not going to be.
Yeah, did they give you shit for it, or were they pretty good?
No, not really. Like before, they would definitely give me shit for it. But if they know I've no racing come up, they'll be like, What are you at tonight, boy? We know you're doing nothing, so like I'll be like, that's fair. But if like it's coming up to, or they'll know kind of like, some of them even know kind of my training plans even as well. So like, we know you're riding the bike this week, so you'll be exempted from this week.
I like how they've got like tabs on you, like they're your coaches, but they're not your coaches for riding. They're coaches for like partying and getting coming out. So. They're like, we've checked the roster, man. You're on this week.
You're all good. You're all good. You're safe. But like, usually, but like it's great fun even going out with the lads in Dublin, even though it's so expensive. But it's always like, Dublin's kind of like it's just full of gremlins. It's mad. It's a mad place. It's a different world.
It's full of gremlins. And what are you called again? What are the hillbillies?
I'm called a culture.
Cultures and gremlins.
So like
in Dublin, I gotta go.
Dublin's weird. It's like its own country kind of. So it's everyone in Dublin, and then I kind of just like everyone outside Dublin's a culture pretty much. We're all everyone outside. Everyone in Dublin thinks everyone outside Dublin is a farmer. Which is nearly true, pretty much, because most of Ireland is farming. But
you're like, that is true.
So like I go into Dublin and someone will be like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Wicklow. So they're like, you're a farmer. Like, that's not true, but just because I live in Wicklow. But I'm like, well, it is true in this case because I am a farmer. But
that's not true, but
it is
kind
true.
of is.
It is true.
It's like
so into the town, like, it's funny out, but like, you need to come and see it.
That'd be cool. I'd love to come to Dublin to check it out.
It's a different planet, but
take me on a night out in the town.
Well,
you said when you were working on the job site. So what were you doing for work? And are you still working now?
I work on the farm, so like pretty much any time I go after Innsbruck, so that like World Cup kind of break, we were doing all the silage and stuff, so I was actually just drawing bales with the tractor back and forth pretty much. So I was pretty flat out with that till Andorra. Pretty much till Andorra I was pretty just flat out. I didn't actually ride a bike that much. I tried to a bit, so I was just kind of just busy out. And then even after this little break, I just did a little bit of work, not heaps because I had to pack as well, but tried to. But then during the winter I was just working on a building site, like building housing estates. Since I didn't have any qualifications like being a bricklayer, electrician, I was just doing laboring, so kind of all the shit work.
I get you.
But like, no, it was good. It was good crack, and the pay was good, but like it was grim. Like you're just sitting in the pissing rain waiting for like a delivery coming, just like, oh, I really should have gone.
Be here.
It's just and you see some of all the boys down in Australia and New Zealand with the summer, and you're just like, oh my fuck.
Just to give you good perspective though, and like it makes you enjoy like coming to races now. Like I used to go to TAFE, which is like our trade school. And it was like the worst thing, man.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting in a classroom
Just
doing the most boring shit, and it motivated me to become a better racer because I didn't want to do it.
Pretty
And,
much
like it's like gives you the fuel to
That's
like
just it's just like, fuck, you really need to do good this season. So I'm not coming back to here.
yeah.
But like,
But it's a motivator. Like it motivated.
yeah, it
you.
works well because like, and plus the money was pretty sweet. I think I was getting like nearly €20 an hour.
Yeah,
So I was actually making like
decent money.
nearly more a month than like some of the mountain bikers.
Yeah.
But your back and all was just like the thing is, it's like you come home, it's a 10-hour day, and then trying to go to the gym afterwards, you're just wrecked.
Yeah.
And then you can't, which I love taking like pre-workout for a gym session.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like one thing I know. So I can't take pre-workout because then I'll be awake till like 2:00, and I have to wake up at 6 anyway.
Yeah, do this.
So I was like, I was doing half-hour gym sessions because I was just so tired.
Mm.
And then like the weekends, riding the bike was pretty sweet. But then so just Saturday, Sunday on the bike pretty much, and then that was kind of the listen to your podcasts build.
Yeah,
just on the repeat.
That was cool when you said that after Snowshoe, and I was like talking about. We'll get into the story you told me that. As soon as you told me that story, I was like, all right, we need to do one. But then when you told me that you had listened to them all, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
like, that's
literally
really cool.
gone through all of them. I was like, just waiting for another one to come out. I was like, fuck, come on.
No, that's sick, man. I was pumped. When you said that, I was really pumped because I really enjoy doing these. I think it's quite cool and like get cool stories from Dublin and all that. But yeah, when you told me, I was like, yeah, we need to do one for sure.
Get it done. Nah, it's like literally, it was pretty sweet going through it. But
could you imagine if the person's on that job site in the rain, listening to the one like the first podcast I do, would think that in 3 years that you'd just be coming off a World Cup podium and then sitting down doing one of the podcasts.
Yeah,
like if you could see in the future, man, that's pretty cool.
To be honest, even one of the days I was like, oh, if I ever do a podcast with him, I'll say all this shit. I was like, I'll have no filter. I'll make it the best podcast ever. But I was like, maybe not. You know, I think
you don't have to have a massive filter. We can open up a bit.
But no, it's pretty. Yeah, it's fun. I was like, oh, I'll get all the bros on it. It'd be sick.
It would be cool. We need to do one with like just like a massive one. But it's sometimes it gets hard when there's so many people because
I know because like once everyone get real hyped quickly, everyone will just be like wanting to get their story. And it's like when you're in a pub or something and someone starts telling us a story. And then you have something to say. It's like everyone's just getting so hyped up. It's just like, we're all
settle them down
one at a time. That was funny. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, that would be good.
That's it. And so when you go, so obviously like when you're going back, you're pretty much working full time still with trying to balance racing and that. Yeah,
pretty much. So like just because like in the summertime, the farm is just like flat out pretty much. So we have the race horses and a veterinary as well.
Oh, okay.
So, and like my brother's kind of flat on the farm, so I don't really want to expect him. And plus, when we're older, one of us is going to get it. So, like, I need to still keep in my work, so I get it.
Yeah, so you can be fine.
So,
I want my inheritance.
I got a graft where I was like, Dad's like, I'm working.
Like, they just opened about, like, I'm just going to help enough that I can get some.
So, like, in a few years, it's not going to be like, Anthony, you can have the farm owned and you've done fuck all. I need
you get a few chickens and a horse.
Yeah, I need somewhere to build a house. So like,
okay, so you're gonna slide right in there.
But no, I love doing the farm and it was great crack. So, but like, also like I think I was like had like a few of my days were like a 15-hour shift a day, and I seen all the bros in Moorsey, and I was like, fuck you, all.
Yeah,
training,
riding.
Like, I was like
just baling hay.
Yeah.
And you reckon just say like if this year keeps going really well, do you reckon you'd step a bit away from the farm like going forward, or do you reckon you still just like in off season maybe, but like during, like I feel like to go on a tractor for 15 hours in the middle of a race season's like
it's kind of
it's a big commitment when you could be in Moorsey training. Yeah,
so like I probably definitely I'll step away loads because I live on the thing, so it's pretty sweet. Like winter I'll be there all pretty much around, but yeah, during the winter because I don't have to go back and then get money, so I can like spend it on here like away kind of like even though the team cover all the like the World Cup expenses or like travels and stuff. I wouldn't like even just shopping or just food and stuff in general. I won't have to go back, so I can go, and even for winter as well, it means I can do more trips abroad, kind of like down to Portugal, or even some of the boys are saying South Africa is a mean spot for training. So I can just like train more, even just going over to the UK because they've got like Duffy and stuff. So just like weekends away, it just make it so much more easy.
You find it's hard to train when it's middle of winter. It's like
Ireland's
it's just long.
Yeah, Ireland is not a spot to be a World Cup rider for training. So the longest track I have to train on is a minute. and it's not even that rough. So you don't get any arm pump, and if you do get arm pump, you're like, oh fuck.
What am I doing?
What am I
I
doing?
shouldn't get it.
I
I've
should
got
not
it. This
be-
isn't good.
This is like one split in. So yeah, long tracks and like rough tracks, it's just we don't have it for the elevation. It's just not there. It's probably the closest to me would be Duffy in Wales, but I still have to get a ferry, and the ferry's like €300 or something.
Yeah,
so
so it's still it's
yeah,
expensive.
it adds up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, if you like go like man, like Portugal's not that far really.
no, Portugal was pretty. Cause I went down so I just like did 20 weeks on the building site. So just got that done, got all my money, got the money I needed, and I just went straight down to Gonzalo for the month, and literally just I think we rode bikes every day, and and then the gym there, like it was just perfect spot for training.
Yeah,
like
because you stayed at his house there.
Yeah, pretty much. So like he was loving it because like we weren't like pushing each other, but like if he dropped me, I'd hate it.
Yeah.
And if I dropped him, he hate it.
Yeah.
So like we were like just and plus it was great fun down there because it's super cheap and like the weather is good.
Yeah.
And Ireland in the winter is
So do you reckon you try, because you guys get along really well, like you guys.
yeah,
are really
we
good.
like I think it was our the Portuguese race. We went down and we both. Well, he got a podium and I think I was like 1 second off him or something.
Yeah.
So I think everyone was just like at that race. They're like, oh, what the fuck? Because like loads of boys, like
Yeah.
loads of quick boys are there. So I think we're like, yes, we actually
We can ride.
we
We're good.
worked
We're
it. We did
good.
real well. So I was like, that was pretty sick. But yeah, that was good crack. So hopefully I can do that a bit more as well this winter. Be pretty.
Do you
sick.
guys get in a bit of trouble when you're together? You're
Oh,
pretty good.
Yeah, me and him together is a bad combo.
I feel like you both, when I see you, like especially as like after party, you just have this smile.
Yeah.
It's like,
What's going on?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm looking like. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're just not looking for trouble, but you just know it's gonna find you somehow.
We're not looking for trouble, but like, yeah,
It just happens.
yeah, it'll find like never like anything that bad, but yeah, me and him together, like, someone's like just out in Portugal, because like, was it even in Dublin? You go for a night out, it's like €300. You'd have to spend it. Like that's like minimum. Portugal €50 less.
I like it.
It's done.
Like, how many drinks you get with €300?
Not even that much. It's like it's
just
just
this overpriced.
Dublin now is the most expensive city in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, there's just right, like, so more than like any of like Innsbruck or anything like that.
Yeah.
Dublin, and it's Dublin. Like, no offense to anyone who lives in Dublin. Like I went to school there my whole life. It's Dublin.
You're just like Dublin.
Yeah, it's just
It's Dublin.
like it's a lovely spot, but not like
It shouldn't be the most
not
expensive.
Not
Is that
the real-
actually? It's like
yeah,
the
I know.
True.
And to live there is even worse. Like I live in Wicklow, so just down below, and it's expensive. But that's like a different breed there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's mad. But yeah, so even Gonzalo came to Dublin and he said
It's too much. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Portugal, it'd be so like everything's cheap, food's
it's
cheap.
sick as well. Nah, like and that Lousa town is just like such a mint little spot. Like we got the gym just down the road, and then I can drive all their cars as well, so we can just do shuttles all day.
Yeah.
So it's just it's just perfect combo. So I'm really looking forward to a World Cup there now, because I actually like
because you know the place.
know
It
that
feels like
track
home kind of thing.
better than my own local now.
Sick.
Because like I've just rode.
Because they probably are gonna go back there at some point.
Oh yeah, 100%. I can't wait to go back as well. So it's a sick spot.
Sick. Have you got any like local gaps that you're doing there? Because you've been kind of. I feel like you've got this new like badge of like guy that will send anything kind of thing.
Badge of honor, yeah. Gap. Yeah, it's like.
Where did that start? Was this back in your hillbilly tractor days, or was
I've
this?
I've always loved doing like big pulls and stuff. I don't know, but like racing, it's just like something about it. It's like it makes it so much better. The hype's just like, and plus, even if it's not quicker, I'll still still go.
Just do
I
it. Street cred, man. Street
like,
cred.
There's so many on this track up here that I'm gonna attempt tomorrow. And no offense to my mechanic, but I probably will end up tacoing a wheel.
I don't think he's offended by it. It's just more work
He's just
for him. Just like sorry for this.
They may be quicker, but they may not be. So it's
you got to find out one.
yeah,
way,
there's
don't
only
you?
one way to find out. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was, what race would have been? I kind of started. I think it was Lenzerheide last year, because there was like that steep section.
Yeah.
And there's that.
Oh, you
whole-
jumped into it. Hey,
Yeah,
I
I
remember
only-
you saying
I
that.
only did it once this year, but I was like doing it I didn't even look at it, and I just pulled in.
Yeah.
I remember like there's a few of the riders there, and they're just like, is there something wrong with him or something? Because I just every time I did it,
something wrong.
yeah,
with it.
I just like,
You've got to be doing something pretty big when like other World Cup riders look at you and just go, "Is there something wrong with him?"
Laurie, cause I stopped it then the run, and Laurie came up to me, he was just like shaking his head, like he's just like, "You're fucked." I was like, "Yes, I've made it."
You just like crying.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, "Thank you."
give him a hug.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, that was kind of like the start of it, and then that race had kind of just changed. Like some of those races, my style just kind of started to change. I think it was Val de Sol last year. My style just completely changed, and it just went to like Val de Sol. I never rode the end second of the track because I just kept on breaking everything.
Really?
Yeah. So I did like 8 runs in one.
I think I remember that. Yeah, I do actually remember that.
I did so many runs because I just couldn't ride the end bit because I just never made it that far. I think I walked past Steve Pete like 5 times with a broken rim, and he was just like,
I do remember that because you came past me, I think, one time, and I was like, "Have you got inserts?
Yeah,
You got to change the wheel?"
No.
I remember you pushing your bike down. Actually, I remember, and you just like, "This is like the 6th wheel," and I was like, "Dude, I will give you a wheel. Like, you need something different."
No, that
Put a boost tube in or something.
Yeah, just something like expanding foam.
Yeah.
Because I love that track. That was probably one of the best times I was ever riding was on that track. So it was just like I'd like picked like a foot of the track and just go or like 2 foot part of the track and just go all out in between that little space.
Yeah.
And then it was working until it wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the first split in qualifying, I was like 9th or something, and then the wheel just
blew up,
ended itself. So I was like, and I think I was like one of the only people not to qualify in the world champs as well.
Yeah, because there's only a few people.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's like me and 4 other bros. So it's like that was pretty raging.
There was no part of you that's just like, I'm gonna simmer
Yeah,
down.
I was like that after party. I think I went out and I was just like standing there in the middle of mosh pit, just like I was like, what have I done?
I couldn't chill for one round. I couldn't chill.
I just like, oh my god.
But this comes back to, because you know how people tell you that you should just not ride how you ride, but then
that was kind of a big thing.
That happened at Lenzerheide this year.
Yeah, it's like those people are like, man, you have to chill down, or telling my team chill down. And I was like, it's easier said than done, kind of, because like sometimes with runs, like I did it in Lords as well. I did my first run. I just got so hyped because I was loving it. And in my second run, I was on a heater. I was getting like for a second run of the day, I was meant to be chilling. I started getting so hyped. I was sprinting and stuff, and I like tacoed my front wheel, ripped my derailleur off, and my chain guide all in one run. I was just buzzing. I was so happy because I just had so much fun in that run.
Even ripping it all off.
I was like, oh, it was worth it was worth it. I was like, okay, that's the end of that. Take it easy. And then after that was another wheel. I was like, oh my god. Even though I wasn't even going quick, it was just the wheel gone. It's like that was like the first time I was actually getting mad riding a bike. I was just like
from braking stuff.
Yeah, and I was like going past the queue, and just everyone was just shaking their heads because I cycled past everyone. Yeah, just like with another broken wheel, and they're just like, this guy
needs a But it's funny because like I feel like you had that, and because at Andorra, did you have a big crash at Andorra this year? Or you in your quali run you got real wild or something? Were you doing the gap? Were you doing?
I think a few people were waiting till I did the gap to see what happened, and then they did it. Yeah. Actually, I really liked that gap, to be honest. I think I had like one spill on it, and it was like just like into the padding. And
I think that's what I was thinking of.
It was a good photo. Yeah. Because I enjoy a good crash. Like I know most people don't, but. Yeah.
Brooke McDonald enjoys a good crash as well. You guys get.
I don't know. It's like every practice day I'll have like one hugie, and I'll probably always get it on video. And I think that's just like that's now my practice. Like I'm saying it now. Tomorrow I probably will.
Don't channel that.
No,
don't channel that.
That's kind of like.
But you enjoy it. It's like when boxers like get punched and they it jacks them up and like they get like more into it. It's like you just need to like. Yeah, like get hyped.
Loads of the boys are like, why are you saying these things? I was like, if I say it, it's not going to be a big deal. It's like, I don't know, that's kind of like my mentality of like, oh, I'm going to have a huge crash. Because I remember his time training in Andorra. Or no, it was the first practice run of race day. I was like the first to drop in. And I turned back to Teo and the boys. I was like, oh, I'm sorry about this, boys. You're going to have the fattest red flag.
See, that's like, I feel like it's like the worst. Like, I know it's like, you don't think it affects you, but if I'd rather go into tomorrow and be like, I'm going to win time training tomorrow. Like, if you go into that mindset.
I wouldn't say that for race runs now. I would be like, I'm going to mince myself. But like practice, I'm
Didn't
like,
you say that at Snowshoe?
Oh,
Someone told me you told them you're like, at least if I crash, they'll get it on
actually,
film.
that is true. Yeah, I was like, I said that to the boys. I was like, because I was like after fifth, I was like in the qualifying. I was like, all right, okay, I think it's just because everyone's had like, it must have had a bad quality. I was like, I couldn't believe it that I actually got fifth because I rode in a fifth place like form. And then I was like, okay, I know I was like, okay, I need to work my top split because I was a bit down. So I was like, okay, I know where all the cameras are. I know where the splits are. I know where every split is. So I was like, okay, I'll nail the first section. Get that down. I was like, if I crash, so be it. At least people know I was going for it. So I don't want to do a run. And it's like, I've done so many runs where I've like had a good quality, but came down in finals. And it was like, good way down. I was just like, still stoked, like super happy.
But you had more to give.
Not even more to give. I was just like, I don't want to come down and see like red by like 12 seconds. Some random French boy just annihilating me. So I was like, oh, I really just want to get it down and even be close to a green or something. So I was like, first split was pretty sick. Sprinted like mad.
Oh, we saw you were going for it. Even like Robin that in the commentary box, like, here we go.
I was like second split actually, and I really enjoyed all that wood stuff.
Well, you were fastest. You were the fastest. I don't think you were fast the first split, but you were fastest. I think at the second and the third. Yeah.
I was like, got that good, and I was like, okay. I didn't really, because I don't know, in my runs I think so much. I was like, okay, not bad, but I was like, okay, we're gonna crash here. It's gonna happen. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was staying on this long. Even though I wasn't getting loose at all. I never had like moments.
No, you look like clean and consistent everywhere. That's why like we were almost like shocked at the bottom because like honestly I thought you were just gonna go like ham and either crash or swap out or like something. But then you just composed and we were just like, what? And it's green as well.
Even that's why I was like to myself. I was like, no way. I was like coming into like that like real like a sprint into rock garden. I was like, okay, this is bound to be it. I was like, even though I never had any mistakes there in practice, I was really enjoying the second. I was like, this has to be the section.
It's coming.
It's like, coming. There's no way I'm not. And then it was like through the steep section, that bit. I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, okay, it's been a good run, but then you're not long left-handed for as hard. This is where it's going. This is it. I was like, there's a camera here. It's okay. We've done our best. And it was like,
it's such a weird mindset to have when you're in the middle of a race run and you're like, there's a camera here, I'm going to crash. It's okay. Like, you accepted it before it's happened.
Dude, that's like every run it happens like that. It's, I don't know, my head during races is just like so odd. It's just so, I'll think about the weirdest things going down. Anything but racing.
I've had that happen a few times though, where you just get this Dude, when I got my first podium in Lenzerheide, I was hitting these corners in the middle that cut back to back that they've taken them out. There's a real steep bit now. And I was talking to this girl, like I was seeing a girl back in Australia. And I just started thinking about what she would be up to at the time. And I'm like literally hitting corners in my race run. And then I just thought about like, I wonder what she'd be doing now. And they're like, what? And then I went back into my run. But I know what you mean. It's just like way outside just of what like you should be thinking.
Something nothing to do with it. And then it's like, just getting into, and then kind of after that, I don't remember much of the run, so I must have been if I don't remember the run, I must have been in the zone. So from that rock garden down, I think I must have got my shit together.
We've gotten past all this. It's good.
And then I was like and then from then on, and then I was like the last thing I seen green in the middle. I was like, no way.
When you when you crossed,
I was like looking up. I was expecting to see red. I seen like the green in the middle. I was like, oh shit.
Because you slipped a pedal like at the last rock garden as well. I think if you didn't do that, it would have been real tight between you and Cobe.
I think I don't know. That was just
at the exit, I remember you like stopped, put your foot down. I
remember I messed that up so much in practice, but then sometimes I didn't. And actually, the morning practice, I got that sweet, and I was like, I think I was just so fatigued at that point as well. But also I was so fired up on Red Bull, so I was kind of just like,
well, this I want to. This was okay. So we've got to tell this story because like this is you told me this, and this was like, all right, we need to do a podcast. So we'll set the scene. Okay, set the scene. We'll go when you start. So you've just drunk 3 Red Bulls and you've gone to the start gate. You've got to talk us through what has happened in this point.
Well, it was 4 actually.
Well, you drank one for breakfast because I saw you did the first run in the morning, and you had one at the finish line, and I was like, oh, he's already into it. He's
getting fired up. So basically, I'm gonna blame this on my 2 mates, Alex and Emmett, from training because they'd be mad into pre-workout, and literally like we were doing such insane sessions. You have to take pre-workout. I think my caffeine tolerance is just like dropped since then, because I'd usually, and then I started racing on pre-workout, which I don't think anyone else did. Like it's just loads of caffeine, but my head would just be like fired up. But then I just started to break everything on the bike, so I've gone to revert to Red Bulls now because they're like the lighter option. But since one Red Bull is not enough, so I was like, and in the morning, so I planned it out because I had to take all the Red Bulls from the bottom thing because I couldn't find them anywhere. So
so you weren't actually drinking the one that you saw when I saw you took one. You didn't drink it. You just smuggled it up for your race run.
Probably, yeah. I smuggled loads up. So I was I took one when I was doing my turbo warm up.
Yeah.
And that got me like amped up. And I had a sugar-free one. I was like, it's sugar-free. It's not going to do nothing. So I had another one. And then I seen Loris going down for his run. And I was like, why is Loris? Oh, no. I was like freaking out. Because then I was like, oh, Loris is going, like doing his run now. And he's nearer to me. And I was like, my arms feel tired. So I had to crack another one quickly. And then I was like, at that stage, all four just like clicked in. And I was just so fired up.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, I had to down water because like, you know, my Red Bull makes your mouth super dry. So I was like, I had to start out like, oh, I need water. And I was like, I went in super early. It's like a 3-minute break. And I was like freaking out in that 3-minute break. Just dead silent, shaking because all the fucking caffeine in my system. And I was just like, yeah. And then the crowd were pretty quiet. So I had to like get them hyped up. And then they got me pretty fired up. And I was like slapping my helmet and stuff.
How hard are you like hitting yourself?
I say the girl, like, you know, the girl doing it. I say she was terrified, and the cameraman was probably like, "What the fuck is this? What is wrong with this kid?" Just me smashing my helmet, getting fired up.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure I like shouted or something. Like
You said you barked.
Yeah, I think it was, I'm ashamed to mention that. I was like, oof. I was like, and then I realized, oh fuck, I said that out loud.
When you told me that, man, I used to picture you in the start hut pumping everyone else up because you're nervous, hitting yourself in the head, and then you bark because you've just drank 4 Red Bulls.
So I say those people in the Star Hut were just like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, I just met that. Oh, I can imagine the girl there with the timing, and you're just smacking yourself in the
on, just like looking down.
just looking away. It's like, what is happening?
And then like,
oh man,
I think it was who was after me, Bruni or some. I think it was Bruni after me. So he was probably like super calm.
Yeah.
And same with Andy.
Yeah.
So I say it was like the complete opposite. Me coming in just smashing my helmet.
Oh man, I wish they cut on the camera early. To you, just man.
Robin fucking.
When you told me that at the after party, I could not stop laughing. As soon as you said, I was like, I need to do a podcast with you just for that story. But I know what you mean. Like when you're in the start gate, it's so serious.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, yeah.
I think that like because you talked about this as well. This is like because, and do you think a big reason for because you've got ADHD,
pretty badly.
Noise.
Yeah,
pretty badly. That
the doctor said there was something there, so
it's like adding that in.
Yeah,
but it's like you say with like the Red Bull and all the pre-workout, it's like to counteract the ADHD, and it like the louder the noises and everything, it like focuses you in more.
Yeah,
is like that kind of what I got from the after party?
Yeah, so my mind just goes like 90 kind of all the time. Like sometimes it chills out. Rarely. Yeah. But especially for my run, it just thinks of every scenario. So think of me again, podium, top 10, or just dying. Yeah. So like it'd be kind of the podium one wasn't actually even in the scenario because I didn't think it would happen. But I was like, I just wanted to get like just go for it. But yeah, the crowd was super quiet. And I was like, it's like if you're doing a gym set and you have if your buddies there and they're screaming at you. I don't know, that's what me and the lads be at. Yeah. But like for a PR set or something, so it hypes you up, or a good song. So I didn't have any music in my ears. Yeah. Because usually before I'd be listening to like tunes and I'll kind of block out everything. But then once I take the hip music off, then it's like everything starts firing up again. Yeah. So I was like, shit, there's a good few people here. Let's get them hyped up. Yeah. And I'll get me hyped up, and then then we'll be slapping the helmet. So like,
really getting pumped.
Yeah. So
I think it's good though, man. Like when I'm in a race run, and like I think Lords was a perfect example in the middle section. Yeah. Because it was so loud. Yeah. You couldn't think.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And it blocks everything. And when I go into that, I love it because it's just like it's like it's so loud that it's silent.
Yeah.
But it's like your
No,
mind's
it's like
silent.
you just like. So I'm looking forward to a run I do when it's just like blank kind of. That'd be pretty sweet. But like
when you can do those, that's when you're like so in like you. I don't know. It's like you're in tune with everything.
Yeah.
There's no. You're not thinking about in front, behind. Anyway,
Yeah.
you're present in that moment.
No.
And that's like.
I think that's kind of one of those rare moments of like a run that like, or if you could just get your mindset to that one like all the time.
Well, it's the whole idea of, have you heard the whole idea of flow state? It's like when you go, that is our flow state, and like you can get it doing any kind of sport or any kind of thing. If once you get that good at it, that you're unconsciously reacting.
That was something else I was trying to do because like it was this is a pretty weird training now. So I just go in my car, and when you're driving your car, if you're ever driving like quick or something, you kind of just get onto this zone. That's what I've been trying to do. So I'd just go out at nighttime, drive my car for like 30 minutes. And, like, just like get my mind constantly used to like. So I just like when it's like. I said it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so everything's empty. So just kind of like floor it around, try so I can get my mind in that zone.
And is this like on the farm? Where is this? Like, where you do?
Around the country.
Around the country roads.
So just trying to get my mind in this zone of going used to going like kind of quick. So when I go onto the bike, it's kind of weird. It's a working process. It's not really. bit
of research and development.
Yeah, we're still in the testing stage.
But I guess that's like with that at night. It's like because. Just when you're driving, it's like you've got to react to everything that's happening.
I don't know, just something to kind of get my mind just like in that. Or do you ever get this moment you're just staring at something but you don't know you're staring at it? You're just like blank. When you're just not thinking, I think.
Because I feel like if you can shut your mind off, that's when you can ride really well. And I feel similar in a way with that.
The best. Yeah, I think that it's.
Do you think like, because I don't. Well, I don't know if I've got ADHD. I don't think I do, but I'm like my mind's always busy as well. And especially like in qualifying, it's always like it's actually quite quiet in a race run, but in qualifying, it's really loud about not qualifying and all that kind of stuff. But in a race run, I can quiet it down. But
I think because the race run as well, the pressure is kind of gone as well.
Yeah.
Quality's probably the worst.
I hate it. I really don't like it. When I'm protected, it's fine. But when I'm not protected, I'm like, oh, don't crash, don't. Yeah.
Because like usually my practice days, I'll ride all out. Well, not all out, but like I don't mind crashing in practice.
You don't think,
I don't like practice. Like crashing practice doesn't really bother me because the worst thing, I know it sounds kind of bad, the worst thing I do is an injury. But then if I crash in qualities, I don't qualify.
Yeah.
So that's why I practice. I can ride in that state because it's just riding.
Yeah.
But then qualities is like not qualifying.
But the thing is, quality is just riding. Yeah. But we trick ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's why practice. Like I think it was Lenzerheide. I was riding. I felt like I was riding so good. Like through the rock car and all that stuff. I was just riding. I was real happy. I was like, I could be on for a real good result. And then came to quality. I was just like, oh shit, I can't crash. I actually need to qualify. I just went so steady, and then I just didn't qualify. And everyone's
like, we were talking about before. It's like I felt like at Enduro when you were going ham, but then you were kind of making like little mistakes, and then at Lenzerheide you slowed down, and then you didn't qualify, and then at like Snowshoe it's like the porridge was just right. It's like too hot, too cold, and like here's the middle ground, and it worked. Yeah, it worked well. Yeah, that was kind of like Lenzerheide was a weird one because I think loads of people are like, man, just chill out, you can't ride like this, and I was like, I think I just took it way too literal instead of like chilling out in the parts I should have been going slow in. You just chilled out everywhere. Instead of the bits like that rock garden, I kind of just got that consistently quick. And I just went so slow in practice. I was like, or in qualities, and like into the steep wood section, I was usually sprinting in. Yeah. And I just sat in, and I got to the bottom. I was like, oh, what have I done? What am I doing? Yeah. So it's kind of like that was a real weird one because it was a decent run. Like I was like. Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, like you've got to be going ham in qualifying to get in. That was pretty weird. I think. Yeah, and then Andorra is kind of like the opposite end. It was just kind of all out, and I was just making some stupid mistakes. So it's kind of, but no, getting there. Do you feel like the ADHD like has benefits with your riding? Because like, does it help in certain ways with like? Maybe commitment or like not being scared about, because you just send it off anything. Like, do you reckon that's part of it because you're so excited and so keen? It's like your brain's so focused on like the good that can happen, not the bad, that it kind of works as a positive. I don't know. I think that might be like mentality that I haven't actually had any serious injuries. Touch wood. There's wood there. Touch that. The full table. There we go. Yeah. So I actually haven't had really serious injuries. I don't really know. I think the worst that happened was during a track walk, and I sprained my finger because I fell down. How does that happen with the things you like? Yeah, no, I think that's everyone. Like for the rider, one of the riders who one of
those riders who's never broken a bone. I
You've
think
never broken a bone.
no.
This is why you hug everything.
Yeah.
You haven't. The world hasn't come and put you in your place
So
and
I
goes,
think-
no,
Yeah,
no,
a lot
you
of people
can't
are
do
like,
that.
it's gonna happen. I'm like, I know it will happen, but I don't want to ride and be worried about that.
We
Like,
can't. Yeah.
I suppose there will be some stuff I'll tell myself no,
Yeah.
not doing this, or like.
Because this is the thing. I think you do so well at this is because you only look at the positive that's going
Yeah.
to come out of what's happening.
When you do a sick pull, the rewards are sick,
Mm.
and like you get like a few likes on Instagram. Everyone's stoked for that
You
day.
get pumped up.
But then also, if you do a good crash and you get on video, but you don't injure yourself, like
Yeah.
Snowshoe, I got a pretty sick crash.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just like flopped onto a section. I'm like, that was worth it.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt that bad. So it's kind of like,
Got some video, got
Yeah,
some likes.
good. We're
On to the next.
day's done. So
Happy day.
yeah, I mean, that was worth it. So that's kind of like,
It's like the best mentality to have towards crashing, I think.
yeah, I think like, crashing doesn't bother me too. I don't know, crashing on rocks. I mean, who's gonna like?
Yeah.
I did crash on Snowshoe onto those rocks, and I was like, that was not fun.
But the
Winded myself, and I was like, it's like this was not enjoyable.
But the fact that you were in your race run and you had got to a point
Yeah.
and said like in your helmet to
You
yourself
just-
that I'm probably going to crash here, but there's a camera, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's like
is like, I think every World Cup racer needs to hear that,
Yeah.
or anyone riding, and just be like,
I,
if it happens and got it on film, sweet,
Yeah.
it's all good.
so I think I try not have that mentality here. More just like
Positive,
we're getting it done.
positive,
just getting
yeah.
it true. So that's the plan.
Go into time training like I'm going to be top 10 tomorrow in
Yeah.
time training, and then like you channel that instead
Mm.
of like the whole trying to crash, like I'm going to crash
Yeah,
thing.
no, because I know this track, like this is gonna be all out, so I'm looking forward to kind of just going like Snowshoe. I think everyone thought that rock iron was just so wank.
Yeah.
It was just like, even watching boys coming down, you're just like, nobody can actually get through it even quick.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, at least this is gonna be like all just.
Yeah, I
big-
think it's meant to rain tomorrow, but even if it does, it's so much easier and
Yeah,
it deals with it so much better.
It'd be interesting because they'll probably bed in the track well before when the dry weather comes. So it'll be
Yeah,
pretty sick.
and I think it's supposed to be perfect
Yeah.
after that.
So now I'm looking forward to this one. This will be pretty sweet.
Because have you ridden here before?
Yeah, I rode in 2019. That was
19,
a pretty
yeah.
rough year. I
Yeah.
think it was top section pretty. It was same top section, but just like way rougher.
Yeah, down
And
the
I was
bottom.
on the old Fidus, so
Yeah.
that dog spit me off a few times, but
Were you first year junior or second year?
that was my first year. Yeah.
First year.
So it, like, I think I got 18th or something. I was like, I'm king,
Yeah.
top of the world.
Yeah.
Because like not qualifying in any of the other junior World Cups, and I got 18th. I was like, oh my god, I'm like the 10th fastest first year junior. I made it.
You're
Yeah,
done. Check
I
out.
made it. Like,
Mic drop.
you reposted the same Ben Catro video like 6 times on my Instagram. Like, let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
Sick.
So it was pretty. Yeah, it's pretty sick. But
What's like a normal like race weekend / race day kind of look like for you? Like, is it like do you try and like, because you said before, like when you're at Lords, you went all out day
Yeah.
one. Do you try and build into it more now, or you still kind of like, it sounds like you just get keen to race and go fast, and then
Yeah.
like you kind of race over your head. Where I feel like it's like if you have this general build up, and then like if there is stuff that is hectic, you
Yeah.
might like, because I know I've been at a race and there's gaps that I know I can do,
yeah,
and I don't do them straight away because there's almost like no
Yeah.
point. It's
No,
like I'll
there's
wait
no-
till like the track gets worse, and then you might not be able to do it anyway, and
Yeah.
then build into it. But it's like I feel like you just go like, yep, straight away, let's go, and then it's like
yeah.
I feel like there's like a mellower build up you could do that could be like more beneficial for like a whole week.
I think Snowshoe, that was like the first time it happened. Yeah, that kind of happened because you couldn't. It was just so hard to go quick at the start because you just eat shit, and I did, and I crashed a few times, and they were sore crashes because on the rocks. So that kind of like woke me up. But usually I'd be like, first run, if I knew the track, we'd just go.
You just go
full
ham.
gas.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was great fun, but you're not even looking at lines. You're just blowing through sections, messing up. You're like, oh, that was sick. And then carry on down and not even care. And then you come to like time training or even qualifying. You're like, oh, I was real fast into it, but then I stalled up. And it was like, I wonder why.
Yeah.
So I think this weekend, I think I'll probably, since I've such a long practice day, even 2 or 3 chill runs and then just start to get the lines. So kind of just more working on that kind of stuff. Same with having to put my run together instead of just going all out and everything or all slow and everything. There's like, you can go fast in some bits and you can
Yeah.
go slow in other bits.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out. I
Yeah, like
suppose.
conserve your energy and like
Yeah.
the bits you know you can do fast,
Yeah,
cruise.
exactly.
And then the bits you like not sure about, maybe like sort them out
Yeah.
and try and add speed.
So
Because it's like 3 days of like first day's long.
yeah,
Second, like it's a lot of time to like you can make it up, and it's like if you
Yeah.
just come out swinging.
yeah,
Because when I first came to World Cups, there'd be guys with like 150 plates, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, who is that?" And then
Stop.
like they would go fast for like 4 or 5 runs, blow
Yeah.
up, and then
Yeah.
wouldn't, and then either wouldn't race or they'd be out the arse. So it's like,
Yeah, like that's I think few people are like that was kind of known for practice days. I'll be like one of the fastest through a certain section, but then my times would just never be there.
add up to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'd go super quick in some bit and then just not care about the other bit, and then that's kind of like
You've got to
what-
build together a whole run.
Yeah, instead of actually putting together a decent run, or I'd go full out, stop, have a fucking breather for about 10 minutes, and then carry on again, and then the next bit would be flat out, but I'll never actually do.
You wouldn't link it up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
kind of trying to link it up. So it's kind of like that's one of the main things is if I can just like get this like every bit quick instead of picking sections and getting those sections quick. So that's kind of like
Build the whole run
Yeah.
together. Because it was funny, me and Eddie Masters were talking about doing like a little like pre-race show,
yeah,
and we wanted to do like a segment that was going to be called like Wild Card of the Week.
yeah,
And then Eddie's just like, yeah, Ronan Dunne can just get that every week. But I guess it's like from that mentality
Yeah.
of like being that wild card, but
Yeah.
like you need to be consistent
Yeah,
through the
and
whole
like,
weekend.
being a wild card's cool, but doesn't get results in some
That's the
state.
thing, yeah.
Unless you can like somehow just like hold on to it the whole way.
Mm.
But I don't think it actually hasn't worked out for me too much. So
But hasn't it?
Yeah.
But like even now, like seeing like, how do you feel about seeing like you were the fastest up until that point? Like it's like that's got to be motivating to know that like
yeah,
this is the thing with rides, like they like it's hard, like you don't know your best is the best,
Yeah.
but now you know your best is the best.
yeah, no,
And it's like if you can just ride your best,
Do the
like
same.
that's confidence building.
yeah, like it's pretty. I'm supposed to run. I've had runs where I felt like I was going mental and getting loose and stuff, but that run didn't feel like if I could think back, I could probably get some sections better. It wasn't like perfect, but like besides that, it was a good, really, really good run. And it was just that mistake at the end, but like I could even go fast, but also I could have crashed even out of the
Yeah.
start gate. So it's kind of like, how do you go ahead? But no, it's super cool to know that. So if I could, this track's kind of completely different, so it'll be a good test, kind of, I think.
Yeah.
Because usually the tracks I don't like all those janky, awkward ones, are the ones I do well on.
Yeah.
And then the bike park ones that are real fun, I don't do that well on.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of, it's weird.
Yeah.
So
It's like the least like because it like Snowshoe was just hard.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like no one's enjoying it, but
Yeah.
you might be able to ride the stuff that no
That's-
one enjoys as
yeah,
much.
that's the thing. So like that's kind of trying to figure that one out is pretty interesting. So
So that's the goal. That's the goal this week.
yeah, the goal. Yeah, like the goal would be, I think, some prize money would be sick because I spent.
Did you find it? Did you find
Yeah,
it?
I actually did find it.
Yes. Yes.
So that was actually cause I remember I brought it back from the after party. I was like, I brought it back because I didn't want to lose it for
Yeah.
that exact reason. And then
And
I
you-
couldn't find the whole day after. I was like, that's €600. I really need it. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck. Could
But
definitely.
you got it.
Yeah,
You
and I
got-
found
so
it.
Ronan thought he lost his
Very
prize
much.
money.
Yeah. And then, fuck. And then I even lost on the, like that night, the after party. I was like coming back from the pits because I left my helmet and my trophy in the pits, and I like put them inside the track or a walking path to go get my phone charged. I came back and they're gone.
Oh
I
no.
was like, my helmet, my trophy. I was walking around for hours, walking places I never even went that night looking for it, and then I was like, fuck, I just leave it. Went to my room and it was just there. And I was like,
Did you put it there or did someone else put it there?
I must have put it there. I don't. 'Cause everyone was
Maybe someone else might have been
Yeah.
like, oh my god, Ronan, you're leaving your shit everywhere.
yeah, so I was like, it's one of those things. It's funny as. So
I'm glad you found your money. That's a lot of
Yeah.
money to lose.
I know. I was like, there's some happy hillbilly out there with 600 euros. Oh, yeah, it was gas.
Do you
So-
find like there's more pressure on you? Do you like you from yourself now that you've done really well? Do you feel like it's just like more of a relief that like, oh, like it has?
I don't know. Because like it'd be nice to, obviously back this race up with a good result, or do like Andy Kolb on it and just like
Just keep it going.
from that one on, just be like
The,
bang bang.
the
bang.
man, yeah.
But like, I don't know how you know if you're in that mentality yet. If you're like, yes, I'm more like I'm better now.
Dude, I think you just like you ride loose, like, and you ride with confidence. Like I know when I've been on a bit of a roll where I'm doing well, it's like you don't feel like it's just you don't worry about shit.
Yeah.
You just like like you're confident in what you choose. You're not following others. It's like this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go.
Yeah.
And you just ride with this like. I don't know. It's like you can't put it's like it's just like everything flows well.
Yeah.
And I think if you can just get into that, and I feel like you're already kind of in that mindset. It's just the only thing that I would say that you need to do is just build into a weekend. Yeah. Like you said, at Snowshoe, it forced you to build into it, and that worked well. So I think if you can build into it,
do the same,
and don't just come out swinging like a crazy man, you'll be fine.
I think this one, the plan. I think I said a few people. I think the plan is if I can just get all my lines happy, but then just. Since it's going to be a dry track and everyone's going, I'm just going to go and experiment on a run and just a total 110% run.
Yeah.
So, because like before the World Cups, I actually really needed points for the team and kind of show sponsors like, oh, look, they're actually getting something good.
Yeah.
And like, as much as I'd like to get a nice cruiser in, I'd also want to get somewhat similar to the results. So if I could go just tack on
just do your thing. Don't I feel like the worst thing you can do sometimes is like
pre-plan everything,
and then or like back off or like think about it, like just go ride your bike as good as you can, and the rest of the work. What Steve Smith had a thing, he's just like, I'm just gonna ride my bike as fast as I can, and the rest will work out.
Exactly. So I think that's the thing, just I ride it as fast as I can and hope it works out. So that's the plan.
That's sick.
Be interesting enough, but that'll be a good one.
I've got to ask you I'll ask you two more things before I let you go.
Yeah.
But actually I want to know like okay, so I don't know how far you go. Like, as I say, like you were talking about before when you had some like crazy stories with some of the guys, because we were talking about who would be a good person to have on the podcast with.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, like the craziest story you've gotten up to while you've been over here that you can share? You should think about like.
I don't know, because like we've got like a group chat we call it the Dons V1.
Yeah.
And that's like all the lads kind of my age like in it. So we got like Jackson, Teo, Gonzalo, Chris Cumming, Tristan, like Lockie, all those fucking loose boys.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of just like gather at an after party and just you might split off with one set of the boys.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's always kind of Morzine is the one.
Yeah.
Morzine's always like, I remember one of our friends, he like, this was like back in the COVID days, he like messed with one of the Frenchies there. And oh my God.
When was
yeah, it was back in lockdown, so there's no racing.
Yeah.
And they thought, so it was kind of like he did his own thing, and then they thought it was us that messed with them. And we woke up and there was about 100 of them outside our house.
Oh, I remember hearing about this. Yeah,
going mental. I was like, I'm jumping off the balcony. Boys.
Didn't they call the police? Did you call the police?
So somebody called the police to get them like,
because they got there to like come and like mess
like,
you up, but it was like the wrong people.
Yeah, so it was like one of the other lads, and they're like, oh, it was the Irish. And I was like, he wasn't Irish, he was English. Like, it wasn't us. And then like, obviously we weren't gonna say this to them. Well, we didn't want them to know we were there, but they were in the house beside ours trying to kick in the doors, and I was like, there's like this big balcony. It must have been the size of this, and I was like edging up. I was like, there's some bushes down there. I'll be great.
Just jump. just jump, break your leg, then they kick this shit out of you.
Get it out. But yeah, so I think there's a good few more that probably happened, but I don't remember. But no, last year in Montaignan, actually, that after party was pretty loose, to be honest. I think a few boys brought, like, the GNCC riders.
Yeah.
They brought out their 450s.
Oh, Snowshoe last year.
Oh, my God. And, like, I remember and
there was cops there, man.
I hopped
PA
on one.
almost got arrested.
Yeah.
I think Phil looped out a bike.
Yeah, I seen that. I was fucking, like, everyone, I think mountain bikers and motorbikes just come. It's just, like, that's that. We're going hard.
Like when you give a kid too much like red cordial, and they're just like,
yeah. So like
engines.
Engines. Little kid, but like, so we're so used to pedaling around. We're like, we hear a rev, we're like, oh shit, let me do a burnout.
Yeah, and loop it out straight away.
Yeah, so I remember I was on it. I was like doing these laps. I'm like, fuck, this is sick. So I've never been on a 450 at that stage. Yeah. And I was like factory tuned one. So I was like just happy out, got off, and those people were like pat me on the shoulder. Like, yeah, man. And something just comes and grabs me. I was like, who the fuck's this? On turn, it's like this massive stormtrooper. I was like, oh.
Was it a cop?
Yeah, I was like, oh God.
Did you get in trouble? You all good?
I was just fast.
Oh, you ran? You ran? I was just fast. Oh, did you get in trouble? I was just fast.
Yeah, I was just fast. I just ran and ran. It was like, oh my God. But yeah, that was pretty loose, to be honest. But I'm actually scared for Leger this year. I
Oh,
think everyone's because it's then.
It's gonna be It's gonna be too much.
Yeah, and I remember like hearing stories of some of the boys even getting kidnapped there last year.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, no, I heard it. Dude, it was someone in FMD.
Yeah.
Because I was in their pit, in FMD's pit, and then Lyle, Greg's mechanic, was like,
Yeah.
I'm going down to Morsey, do you want to live? So I got in, and then just after I left, I think the guy that they were trying to kidnap, I can't remember who it was, he ran into the pits
Yeah.
with the guys chasing him.
Yeah.
And then they came in, and then obviously everyone's in the pits, and then they got this massive brawl happening.
Yeah, like 2 of the boys I think nearly got kidnapped, and then yeah, there's like some group. I don't think they're even French or something, and they just went around looking for trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they were going flipping
It's
cars,
like
and
Eastern
stuff.
European guys
Yeah,
are there.
that's what I
like,
heard. And
causing
like
tr-
they said there's like 100,000 people or something going to this race.
oh, dude, it's gonna be
Like I'm honestly like
insane.
the downhill riders should have their own little party. Fucking
Oh, man.
out there it's gonna be, and especially if one
Like
of them,
Leger last year was massive,
Yeah.
and just the fact it's world champs and the French are doing so well, like
yeah, if French wins,
the town's gonna burn down. Like,
and if the French doesn't win, the whole
yeah.
I don't even want to say.
I reckon Andy Cove's gonna win.
If
He's my pick.
If Andy wins, I'll burn the house.
He's my pick for the win. Hey, I think
Honestly.
like I'd love to see a French guy win in France.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna have all this pressure, all this hype, and Andy's just gonna be the guy under the rug.
He's so close every time. Like that's kind of like, yeah, I just call him young fella, but like lately he's just been on a roll.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even mad he beat me at the last one. I'm just
Yeah.
like, because I copied all his suspension settings.
Yeah,
last
I
race.
was saying.
I was like,
that.
give me those settings, because like, you know, fuck, he's going quick. Or even if you try to grow a mustache like that, man. But like,
You
whatever,
just become Andy.
whatever he's doing is, yeah. I was like,
Andreas.
because we're all the Conti boys are pitted in the same thing. So I'm
Yeah.
like, Andy, whatever you do, I'm watching.
Just
you. I'm doing
copy
the
him.
exact
Paint one on
Yeah,
this round.
He like changes tires. I'm like straight over same tires. I'm just doing everything.
Mini me.
I'm not letting him get away with nothing.
Oh man, that's so.
But like,
that's
yeah,
so
he's just
funny.
on such a roll, and it's mental.
It's cool to see. Hey,
Yeah,
it's
it's just
so good.
so chilled out. So yeah, I remember I think it was Lenzerheide after party. I seen him and I just got so hyped, and I picked him up and ran him through the club.
Yeah.
But I was like, didn't really think of there was other people in the club, so I think I must have flattened like 20 people with his back. And then I like put him down. I was like, yeah. And then just a bouncer came.
I gotta be fast again.
I was like, nah, I was not fast. I was like, okay, guys, that is fair.
I'll take that one.
I'll take
Sorry.
that
I'm
one.
sorry.
Sorry
I got
about that.
excited.
But no, if he wins, I think I'll be one of the people going ballistic.
Yeah,
So-
I want to see it. I think that'd be cool.
But like that track as well.
Oh, you man.
Mhm.
Oh, you. That would be even better. The Irish would probably burn down Dublin.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's cool though? Like in our sport, like you got fourth, but you were had the fastest splits. Like you could have won.
Yeah.
Like
fuck.
legitimately could have won. Like, and it's like that's in this sport that is what can happen. Like you had a 59 plate.
Yeah.
And you rode so well that weekend. It's like you could have been the fastest guy.
The thing is, there's so many of the other boys as well who are like just as fast or faster than me that like can do the exact.
There's so many
That's the
people.
thing
That's
with
what's
the
so
sport. It's just
cool.
like, even though I know like it's like the top 20, top 30, even they just kind of like getting it figured, and they have it figured out, so they know exactly what to do. But there's so many boys out there who've no idea what to do, but once they get
can
that
ride
done,
that fast. Yeah.
season's gonna be fucking tough then.
Yeah.
But like it is mental. There's so many lads who can just come out
They can
and
go.
smoke it.
Dude, I was so nervous. I forgot to tell you, I was so nervous watching your run at Snowshoe. I've
Yeah.
never been like, you know, when you just like, and the last rocks where you go through, I was just, you just, like, I was probably like how you felt as well, but you just like,
Yeah, because like I think everyone's used to it. Like, oh, he's gonna blow out or something. It's like,
I thought you were going to blow up. I'm
Yeah.
going to be completely honest. I
Oh.
was like,
No.
when you tell everyone that at least they're gonna get my crash
Yeah.
on film,
I
I
think-
feel like it's not very like it's not confidence building that that's what the run's gonna go like.
I'm kind of like, if I say it, it won't happen then. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way it's
Isn't it
gonna.
the opposite? You say it and then it should happen.
Yeah, I think it's like, or no, I think the main motivator was like Sven was like, if you get a top 10, I'll give you €100 bar tab. I was
Really?
like,
Did you do it?
I actually didn't see him all night, so I'm not letting him go.
Oh, okay. So just do it here. It's
Yeah.
better here. The after party's better
Yeah.
here anyway.
And then I think last year I made a deal with winning the head Conti guys. I was like, if I ever get a top 10, you have to give me a new set of tractor tires. And he said yes, and he's coming to this one, so
Oh,
I'm gonna try.
get your tractor
I need to
tires.
find him. Get those tires.
Yeah,
'Cause
just go up to him and be like, you.
you owe me a set of big boys, like.
How much a set of tractor tires cost?
Oh, I think it's like $3,000 or something.
Oh man,
I don't think he actually looked up before he said yes to this, but I'm not letting it
he
go.
did. He just didn't believe.
No, he just didn't believe. He didn't believe it was gonna happen.
Oh man, if you should say top 5, that's a tractor.
Yeah, you just give me a new
fuck the tires.
Give me an airplane there. So no, that was pretty. That's good. I like making bets. That'll do.
I'm trying to, especially when you bet on yourself. That's a good person to bet on.
Yeah, we've had like bets for some of the World Cups. Like I can't really say why because it's pretty horrendous.
Yeah,
It's called like with Teo, Ike, and Nico, and all those boys. We had a pretty bet from Andorra. And like if you didn't qualify, you had to do some horrendous things. So I'm not saying what, but yeah. And to be honest, all the boys, Teo snapped his chain out the gate, and he said all he could think about during that run was the bet.
Yeah,
He couldn't let it go.
You low.
Yeah.
How we going? Not too bad. We need it. He's down one. Yeah. Oh no, second floor. No, you're all good.
Oh yeah, was it? Yeah, he said when he snapped his chain, all he could think about was the bet.
The bet, and just didn't want it to happen.
Oh, and then like when I think got like 56, we all just went mental.
Oh, man.
Even I told about it during my run as well. I was like, fuck this.
Because
I'm gonna have to fucking go straight back to Ireland.
Because I remember there was a bet with Sven and Brendan, and like if he didn't qualify for Worlds, I'm not sure if Brendan had to shave his eyebrows, but Sven ended up having to shave his eyebrows because he got in. That. But Sven's eyebrows are that thin anyway; it barely looked any different. If it was like Sam Hill or something that had massive bushy ones, he would look completely different. But some of those times bets like that, it's like
we're like, oh, it's not the pressure from the sponsors, it's from
from the boys.
The boys is the worst thing because you can never let it go.
Yeah.
And especially when there's video evidence of it, so it's like.
Is there any bets going here? Have you got any things on the
No,
on the
I don't
line?
think nobody actually wants to take bets because I think one of them was like, if I got like, nobody wants to take bets because usually one of them followed me getting a podium or a top 10.
Yeah.
And then none of them could believe it. Then we're like just saying it as a joke.
Yeah.
But now that I actually got one, nobody wants to.
No one wants to go into it. It's like that's a real thing now.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny. So I think we'll do some bets for Hardline or something. I'll be pretty.
Yeah.
Get that pretty interested. So that'd be a good
So
one.
like bring out tattoos or something.
Yeah, that actually would be. I think I'm a bet with my mechanic if I won one. He'll get a tattoo of my face on him.
Really?
And he said he was shitting himself because
you agreed.
I was up and he was like, oh, fuck's sake.
I got a tattoo from a riding bet.
Oh.
It's got covered up now, but it used to say something that doesn't say anymore. So that one's gone.
I think Dennis has got a tattoo machine on him, so like.
Oh, perfect! I reckon your face just like a thumbs up.
Just
would be pretty.
So I'm not letting that go. To be honest,
That'd be pretty funny.
We'll be straight onto that.
All right, I'll do the last one before because I think people are here. Because we're currently in Bernard Kerr's apartment, and someone just came here, I think, wanting to come into the apartment, so we better finish it up.
They want to go home.
They want to come home. If you had to give advice to a young kid or young girl, boy racing, well, one for riding and one for racing, what would the advice be?
Oh, I don't know. Racing be like, I don't know, like, kind of trust the process, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I did what I was going to do in juniors and just stop racing, like, I'd be chilling back in Ireland, probably shooting some things. So, yeah, don't, like, blame it all on juniors and kind of, I don't know, juniors doesn't entail what's going to happen in elites. And then riding, I don't know. Doing big pulls are fun, I think that's a good one. Just, yeah.
Bad advice, do big pulls.
Do big pulls. That'd be big pulls and sharps.
That should be trademarked.
Yeah. Big pulls and sharps. They're pretty cool.
Sick.
But yeah, that's about it. Just enjoy it. Have some crack. That's about it.
Sick. And one more thing. How would you want to be remembered when all this is done?
I don't know. Just for having good fun, pretty much. Being like good laugh, to be honest, and big balls as well. Yeah, just good crack at the after parties and even racing and stuff. Pretty much. That's the main one.
Laughter and big balls.
Yeah,
I love it. Sick. All right, we'll end it there, Ronan. Thank you, man.
Cheers, boss.
That was sick.
That's a good one.
Sick, man. Thank you.